Princess? May I come in? Princess, are you asleep? Oh, she isn't here. Well, in that case, I suppose I can relax my shoulders just a bit. Still, I wonder just where that girl could have run off to when she should be doing her studies right now. Princess? Are you hiding from your textbooks again? Who am I kidding? If she was shirking her responsibilities, I doubt she would admit it to me. She never does. Well, no matter. I've worked for this family long enough to know where she enjoys spending her free time. She won't be able to escape my gaze for long. Searching the entire palace grounds alone is quite the arduous task, though. There, the Royal Library. Certainly my mistress could not have resisted the call of those brilliant tomes. She simply must have visited the library to peruse the shelves. I've got you now, Princess. Princess, you must return to your studies at once. If you agree to return to your studies this second, I will sit with you at tea time. You've been asking me to join you for some time, after all. So she wasn't in the library after all. That is probably for the best. I don't think I could manage to sit alone with her and have a cup of tea. Not without being a bundle of nerves, that is. It's for the best that she didn't hear that. Perhaps I know the princess less than I anticipated I did. In that case, I should observe Her Highness more closely. If only to ensure that I will be able to provide her with even better service. Service so amazing she'll have no choice but to praise me for it. Yes, that's all. You two heard all of that, didn't you?
How can we not? You know, I think the only person in this palace who didn't hear you is the princess herself. Why are you so determined to get her to do our studies today anyway? Oh, did you finally write her that note you said you would write?
I could never do such a thing. You know that. After all, she is the crown princess, and I am but a maid. One of many to her, more than likely. No, I simply wish for her to study so that she may be the best queen she can be someday. Denial? What could I possibly be in denial about, dear? I am simply stating facts. There are a lot of us, after all.
You act as though the princess doesn't know each of us by our names.
Well, yes, but... I'd hardly call 5 years to be too long to be feeling such things. Besides, you two know how I am. I talk about how much I adore everything about her, but telling her is a whole other thing than telling you, even if I didn't have difficulty with things like confessing feelings. She's never seemed particularly casual with me like she is with some of the others.
Oh, do not feed us any more of that drivel about her not noticing you because you're a maid. I suggest you gather the courage to tell her how you felt all this time soon. She's at the age now when she will be looking for suitors to court her, and you've met her. It's only a matter of time before she has a line of suitors waiting to try for her hand. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if any beautiful noblewomen were among them, either.
Look, I will tell her in due time, but for the time being, I would just like to ask if either of you have seen her recently. She's avoiding her studies again.
You know, I can't say I envy you in being one of the princess's main attendants, given her tendency to run off. Still, if there's any maid around here who could get her to go back to her studies, I truly feel like it would be you. I saw her leave the royal library some time ago with a book. She seemed to be making her way to the gardens, I believe. Ah, was it the music room? I suppose she could have gone there as well.
The gardens, music room. Ah, thank you for your help. I'll head to the music room first, then. There. That wasn't so bad. I don't hear anything coming from the music room. Though I suppose if I were a princess avoiding my studies, I would attempt to be as quiet as possible. A shame. It would have been nice to hear the sounds of the harp echoing into the corridor. Princess? There isn't much purpose in being in the music room with no intention of playing anything. Won't you please return to your studies? If you promise to study diligently today, I'll convince the royal baker to make those strawberry and peach tarts you enjoy so much. Why must she play this cat and mouse game with me? Well, at least she hasn't done it in quite some time. But I wonder just what has gotten into her today. Princess? The room is empty. I suppose she truly can be unpredictable when she wants to be. It makes my job more difficult, but even that part of her is cute. Huh. The princess's lyre is missing. Perhaps she was in here recently after all. Well, I suppose there's only one place left the princess is most likely to be on a day like this. In that case, I don't need to run anymore. After all, the royal gardens aren't too far from the music room. Whether she wants to study today or not, she's going to do at least a little bit. Even if I have to carry her all the way back to her quarters myself. I really hope she's been staying in one place all this time and I haven't simply been barely missing her all day. She can move pretty quickly when she wants to, after all. Such a cute and mischievous mistress I have. It certainly is bright out here today. It would be a lovely day to have tea time in the gardens. But I can't keep thinking about sitting in the sun, enjoying a cup of tea, talking to... No, I shouldn't think such thoughts. After all, someone as exquisite as the princess deserves to be with someone who could complement her level of exquisiteness perfectly. Not been the Coreopsis. Gladioluses and rhododendrons are also princess-free. She isn't by any of the strelitzia plants either. I wonder just how far into the garden she's decided to go. I'm pretty far in now. The birds are all having a lovely time today, it seems. It must be nice to be able to fly around with no care in the world. I wonder if she ever wonders what it would be like to have no cares in the world. Being a princess must be stressful sometimes. Perhaps that's why she does things like this. Of course, that doesn't mean she should be avoiding her studies. I'll have to give her a lecture about that. I don't think I've ever gone this far into the gardens before. There are so many beautiful flowers here. Larkspurs, Australmeria. Still no sign of Her Highness. I had no idea there were so many beautiful flowers this deep in the gardens. It's no wonder she's decided to hide in a spot almost as beautiful as she is. Past the orchids and... There are leaves strewn about the ground by some of the rose bushes. Let me see. Red, lavender, light pink. Out of all the different varieties here, I wonder why just these ones appear as if someone has attempted to pull their blooms. Certainly I must be getting close. The gardens are rather expansive, but I must be nearing the courtyard in the center of it all. Her Highness does have a certain attraction to flora of the pink, white, and purple colorations. Ah, there's the gazebo. She must be resting there. Oh, she doesn't appear to be there. How strange. I would have guessed the gazebo would have been the perfect spot to sit at if one was to rest in gardens. If not there, then... Ah, there she is. I finally found you, Princess. You did not want to make it easy for me to find you today. Princess? Are you alright? Ah, she's asleep. Personally, I would think the gazebo closer to the rose bushes would have been more comfortable to take a nap, but there is something rather cute about finding Her Highness leaning against the trunk of a tree to support herself in her sleep. And being surrounded by the lilies and violets, her thumb holding a page in her book, her lyre resting against the tree trunk on her other side, some of the roses from the bushes resting in her lap. If I were a skilled painter, I would love to preserve this moment in a portrait. I wonder just how long she's been sleeping here. It appears she truly did visit the Royal Library and the music room at some point today. Though, that must have been some time ago. I should move those roses for her in case she stirs and pricks herself on their thorns. She managed to pick all these flowers without getting her fingers pricked by a thorn even once. What a skill to have. Still, it wouldn't be very good if she ended up getting holes in her dress from the thorns. I wonder why she picked these roses anyway. And to just fall asleep with them there, and her thumb in her book. Such a cute mistress I have. Her head is leaning a little bit to the side. If I let her make a habit out of that, it would be bad for her neck. I'm very glad Her Highness isn't awake to see me so close to her. If she saw I couldn't hide from her, Huh? Sleep talking. I wonder... Could you repeat that for me, Your Highness? That I wasn't mistaken. She really did just call me that. Well, unless she's dreaming of someone else. It may be selfish of me, but I do desperately wish she doesn't already have her eyes on another. I wouldn't stop her if she did, of course. In fact, I would even wish her happiness, but... that time Perhaps she's simply dreaming of tasking you with an errand while sitting with her beloved in her dream. But to say please like that... Mistress, I'm almost concerned about what is happening in this dream of hers, if she's being so affectionate. After all, someone with no suitors dreaming about such things is... Well, it's cute seeing this side of her. But no matter how cute she is in this moment, she should still be doing other things with her time today. But do I dare wake Her Highness from her slumber? It does seem to be a pleasant dream. It is quite peaceful today. Princess? How, just how long have you been awake, Your Highness? So, just a moment, then. Of course I came to retrieve you. After all, ensuring that you are living a comfortable life is only part of my job as your maid. Is there not something you were scheduled to be doing today? Uh-huh. Are you certain that you weren't meant to be doing something rather important today? Because if I recall correctly, today you were supposed to be studying the history of this kingdom's relationships with the surrounding ones. Oh, did you now? Based on how quickly you turned away from me and started fiddling with your skirt, it certainly seems as if you did remember what had to be done today, but simply chose to avoid it. Princess, did you really think that you could try to lie to me about what you were scheduled to do today? I think you look rather cute when you're caught in a lie. My apologies, Your Highness. That came out rather strange, didn't it? Almost insubordinate. Which I could never be, of course. You deserve nothing but the utmost respect, and... Huh? Why are you laughing? Did I say something amusing? Is the word insubordinate truly incorrect? How so? Would it not be improper of me to say such things to you? So, things that are improper or even a bit inappropriate aren't insubordination by default. Anyway, you... cute. Me? Even if you wish to call me such things, we must get back to the matter at hand. I believe you know precisely what the matter at hand is. I am referring to your choice to shirk your responsibilities and avoid your studies today in favor of taking a nap in the gardens. Oh, enlighten me then. Just what was it that was so important that it led you to bring your lyre and a book to the royal gardens and require you to pick roses before taking a nap? In all honesty, Princess, I'm not quite understanding how a nap amongst the lilies and purple violets could possibly be more important than your studies. Oh, so the nap was unintentional. But that still doesn't explain why you chose to avoid your studies in favor of reading outside. What were you reading so intently that you held your page in your sleep anyway? That doesn't look like one of your textbooks. Certainly reading your novel could have waited until after your studies, correct? Why don't the two of us head back to your bedchambers, so you may use the rest of the day to make up for the study time that you've lost? What do you mean by that? This moment is nothing out of the ordinary. I'm certain you've been scolded about this sort of thing many times before. Sometimes you are rather troublesome like that. Still, don't think that means I don't greatly enjoy your presence. I couldn't imagine serving under any other. You do. Though, you seem the type to get along with all of your maids. That look in your eyes. I've never seen you filled with such determination before. Then, why are your hands trembling? Nervous? I assure you, there's nothing for you to be nervous about. I may be a bit upset that you've gone ahead and taken a nap rather than participate in your studies for the day, but that doesn't mean that I'm so upset that you should be nervous to speak to me. In fact, it is I who should be rather nervous to speak with you. You are the princess of this kingdom, after all. Your book has made you nervous? Would you be willing to tell me what it was in your book that is making you act so nervously with me? In all my time serving you and your family, I've never seen you like this before. Yes, I was wondering about the roses. Oh, you mean you picked these for me? Whilst I'm honored to receive such a thoughtful gift from someone of your status, I hardly think I am worthy. You really think so? Well, that would be rude of me to not accept your gift, wouldn't it? Thank you, Princess. They're lovely, but don't think a gift will convince me to ignore the fact you've been avoiding your studies today. Was your book really that interesting? Oh, then what was this one specific interesting event that happened in your book? Don't look away from me now. Truly, I've never seen this side of you in all the time I've been working here. If I didn't know any better, I would think you were embarrassed about something. Or that something in your novel reminded you of me. Well, people often give roses to someone whom they... But there's no way that is the reason you've chosen to gift me roses today. Surely it's a simple matter of distracting me so that I tell you what you want to hear, isn't it? Could you repeat that for me, please? It seems that my ears may be playing a trick on me. It almost sounded like you said that you, that you do. Then I truly did hear you correctly. For how long have you had these feelings for me? Excuse me. Since all those years ago? But you never gave me the impression that you had any sort of feelings for me. And if you've truly had these feelings for me all that time, then why did you decide to tell me today of all days? Not that I'm not flattered, of course. Who wouldn't be flattered to be the object of affection for someone like you? I see. So because you happened to read something similar in this book, you decided that me coming to retrieve you was the perfect opportunity for you to express your feelings to me. I'm noticing that these characters have a similar relationship as well. A noblewoman and her servant. It seems that in this scene, the noblewoman makes this grand gesture of... Yes, a song. That's why you brought your lyre out into the gardens, then, correct? To practice such a song? Well, even if your song isn't quite finished, I would love to hear it. But only on one condition. I think you know exactly what it is I'm going to say. Yes, you have to. And don't you use that cute little whining voice of yours on me. Nothing is going to convince me to let you avoid your studies any longer today. No matter how cute you are. But what kind of... How would you even think to ask me such a question? Of course I think you're cute. I don't think there's a soul in this kingdom who would disagree with that. But I don't believe they consider you cute for the same reasons that I do. Well, yes. I suppose you could phrase it that way. I do have similar feelings for you, to the feelings that you've expressed you have for me. Well, it has been quite some time, admittedly, though I believe that can wait for the time being. I still very much want to hear the song that you mentioned you've been composing. You've improved so much since I first heard you play. I do. It's been some time since I've been able to listen to you play, but I've noticed you've gained quite a bit of skill with that lyre of yours. No, my feelings for you have no bearing on whether I think you've improved at the lyre or not. I feel that in all my years of working for your family, I've been nothing but honest with you about my opinions regarding your actions and your various fields of study. Speaking of which, I do believe we had a deal, did we not? I did warn you that nothing you said or did would change my mind on the matter. Even if us liking each other means that we should perhaps pursue those feelings. Well, I believe we could do that. And I would be honored to call a girl as lovely as you my girlfriend. Though, there is still the issue of you choosing not to be a good girl today, Princess. Well, if you want to hear me say that, then I suppose you know what has to be done, don't you? I suppose that gesture makes this more official then, doesn't it? In that case, why don't we leave the gardens and head up to your quarters so you may use the rest of your study day wisely, You must still be a bit tired. In that case, then, yes, I'll be able to carry you back to your quarters. I'll also make a cup of tea if you wish, my princess. Then let us gather all your belongings post-haste, so that you may still have an acceptable amount of study time today. Hold these for me, please. I fear there is no other way for me to be able to carry you up unless I ask a small task of you. My apologies. Are you ready? Now that's a good girl. I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure of seeing your eyes this closely before. Somehow they've a more splendorous shine to them when I see them this closely. Is that so? Well, in that case, I suppose I should praise you like that more often, shouldn't I? On the condition you continue behaving like the good girl I know you can be, that is. Now, you keep that up, I don't think I'll be able to stop myself from giving you all the praise you deserve at once. Why don't we save all of that for after you finish studying for today? I believe I must save the story for how and when I realized I first had feelings for you for another day, my princess. No more of you causing me to lose my train of thought with your cuteness, please, or else I may drop you. Aw, you're such a good girl and you want to be, my princess.